So President Trump issued a proclamation on Saturday invoking the Alien Enemies Act of 1798 against Tren de Aragua. Now, this law gives the president the authority to detain or deport nationals of an enemy nation during wartime, and it's the first time it's been used since World War II. According to the White House press secretary Caroline Leavitt, she said, quote, "Thanks to the great work of this Department of State, these heinous monsters were extracted and removed to El Salvador, where they will no longer be able to pose any threat to the American people." Now, according to various sources, the Trump administration, or the president, according to numerous sources, the president's administration deported more than 200 people. I think there was around 238 people who they claimed were members of Tren de Aragua. Now, according to President Nayib Bukele of El Salvador, he announced that the first 238 members of the Venezuelan gang and 23 members of MS-13 have arrived in the country of El Salvador after deportation from the United States. This footage is showing the group that's being taken into custody and transferred to the Center for the Confinement of Terrorism, which is a maximum security prison in the country. And they're going to be remaining there for a renewable period of at least 1 year. Now, after this happened, apparently there was a federal judge that tried to block President Trump's plan to alien enemies for deportation, and then the president of El Salvador posted on X saying, "Oopsie, too late." Now that the migrants are in El Salvador, it's unlikely that the U.S. courts are going to have any jurisdiction to do anything to remove them back, so it's likely that they're going to be in El Salvador's hands now, and it'll be up to them how they want to deal with it. According to the Alien Enemies Act, it allows an expedited removal process, which means that those subjects to the president's declaration would not go through the normal immigration proceedings in court or be able to claim asylum. The proclamation also leaves no time to contest the government's claims that people are members of the criminal gang. Now, the last time this was used was during World War II, in which 31,000 suspected aliens of mostly Japanese, Italian, and German descent were placed into internment camps and military facilities. Now, the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, said to the president of El Salvador, he said, quote, "Thank you for your assistance and friendship, President Bukele." Now, in 2022, the president of El Salvador declared a state of emergency following a surge in gang violence down there, and they instituted a state of exception, which is a policy that temporarily loosens arrest rules and suspends basic rights, including free speech and protest rights, in an effort to crack down on the country's violent gangs because it was widespread and completely out of control. Now, President Nayib Bukele got reelected, possibly because of the fact that he was cracking down, because it's made the country significantly safer for the residents there, who can now move around freely and not have to worry about getting robbed at gunpoint all the time or being hurt or injured. The murder rate plummeted from 53 per 100,000 people in 2018, which is one of the highest in the world, down to one of the lowest in the region, which is at 2.4 per 100,000. So 53 per 100,000 to 2.4 per 100,000 as a result of this crackdown. So that's pretty significant.